Just one more thing. See, this is the receptacle I took out of the wall over there that I'm going to reinstall. You look on the back side, and do you see that little square hole there? If you see that, you're like, okay, which wire? Where do I poke the wire? You poke it in the round hole, not the rectangular one. Once you put it in there, if you ever want to pull it out, you take a little screwdriver and push into that square and push real hard, and then take your finger and pull out, and it releases it. But see, on this one, there's nothing there. And another thing too, these are set up for 15 amp. These are 15 amp receptacles. So if you want to poke it in the back, you have to have 14 gauge wire. It's only big enough to allow 14 gauge wires. They used to have it the hole bigger, so you could put either 12 gauge or 14 gauge wire in there. With 12 gauge wires for a 20 amp circuit, and so lots of times people will still use a 15 amp receptacle on a 20 amp circuit. Sometimes I've seen it done many times, and then you can't just plug into the back. You would then have to wrap it around the back of that screw. Okay, but you know, if I ever ran an electrical outlet on a 20 amp circuit for 12 gauge wire, then it would behoove me to put in a 15 amp electrical receptacle as opposed to a 20. I'd just soon put in a 20 amp style receptacle, you know what I mean? They cost a little bit more at the store, and they have them, so look for them at your favorite hardware store. And I'm still working here, but when I get that done, I'll have that all cleaned up. I assured her, yes, when I get all done, it's going to look like I was never here. And that's the goal every time I do a project, and hopefully that's yours too. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.